Hi students, today in this video we will see some important questions for university exams, MBBS University exams. So I only explained here, I only mentioned here important essay questions, not shorts. So here we have few chapter names from which you will get important essay questions. The first chapter is metabolism. So one of the most important and very long chapter which contains the sub-metabolisms, carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, nucleic acids, including integration of metabolism. So carbohydrate metabolism, lipid metabolism, protein metabolism, nucleic acid metabolism, all together I have mentioned 12 questions. And in the next step, we have vitamins chapter, from which vitamins are divided into two types, B complex and fat soluble. We all know. So from fat soluble, you will get you have four important essay questions, and from fat soluble, two important essay questions. And in the third step, we have minerals. From minerals, like mostly two important essay questions are there from minerals. And metabolism of heme, also one of the important chapter from which you can get important questions in essay part. So here we have two essay questions that I have mentioned. 5 enzymes, and from enzymes chapter also you can get few essay questions. So I have mentioned in this video 4 important essay questions from enzymes chapter. And here molecular biology is the last chapter, from which 4 essays, which means like 4 important essay questions are there from molecular biology. So in our next series I will make a short answer questions, important short answers also will upload in a video. So here in this video we will see only essay questions starting with metabolism and ends with molecular biology. Totally from metabolism 12 questions I have mentioned. Vitamins total B complex fat soluble 4 plus 2 6 vitamins I have mentioned. Minerals 2 mentioned, and heme metabolism 2 essay questions, important essay questions are there, and enzymes 4, molecular biology and 4. So now we will see the question wise here. So you can see here we are going to start with metabolism, as I already told you in a chapter names. So under the metabolism, the first metabolism is carbohydrate metabolism. In carbohydrate metabolism, we have here 1, 2, 3, 4 questions, very important essay questions. If you follow these 4 questions, you will never miss any question from these 4. Like you can get at least 1 or 2 questions from this chapter essay questions. So here the first one is gluconeogenesis, the second one is glycogen synthesis, including regulation. Chart is must for glycogen regulation, synthesis and regulation chart is must for this question. And glycogen degradation, which means glycogenolysis, for this question also chart is must. For regulation you have to draw the chart. And for the if you want a like good decent chart to be drawn in a paper, you go through U. Satyanarayana textbook of biochemistry for MBBS students. And here the fourth question is anaplerotic reactions of TCA cycle. Remember, anaplerotic reactions of TCA cycle is very rare. You can concentrate in the first 3 questions, okay, and then followed by 4th questions. The student who is expecting for distinction, they can, for them this 4 also included. For example, if you are just looking like expecting first class like that, you can follow these 3 questions, very important. And followed by lipid metabolism. Under the metabolism, second one is lipid metabolism. In lipid metabolism, the first question is explain the process of ketone body synthesis, degradation, utilization of ketone bodies. Even for this question too, chart is must. You can see the chart in U. Satyanarayana textbook of biochemistry. So this is very important for essay question part. And the second one under the lipid metabolism is cholesterol biosynthesis and its regulation. Most of the universities, cholesterol biosynthesis and its regulation is not important, but for some few universities like SBV University and Savita Medical College, like all these universities and medical colleges, cholesterol biosynthesis is also one of the important question. If it is missed in essay questions, you can get the question in a short answer, or also sometimes maybe asked in MCQs. Don't spare this question. And the third one is carnitine shuttle and beta oxidation of fatty acids, including disorders of beta oxidation. This is also one of the important essay question. Mostly this question was asked in SRM University university exams. Number of times, like multiple times this question was asked. Very important. These 3 questions under the lipid metabolism are very important. Don't spare any question. For example, if you miss any question in essay part, you can get the same question in short answer. So don't spare any of these 3. So let's move on to the next chapter, which is protein metabolism. Under the protein metabolism, the first question is formation and detoxification of ammonia and urea cycle. Very important. Most of the students, if urea cycle is there in a question, they will only draw the urea cycle, but they will forget to mention formation and detoxification of ammonia. But that is incorrect. You have to write both formation, detoxification of ammonia, including urea cycle. Then only you will get full out of full marks for the essay question. And the second one is phenylalanine and tyrosine metabolism and their inborn errors. You know, phenylketonuria and other 4 types of disorders under the phenylalanine inborn errors. You have to write everything, alkaptonuria, everything. And now the next one is nucleic acid metabolism. Under the nucleic acid metabolism, 2 essay questions are there. Here explain formation of uric acid, hyperuricemia, gout and gout, types of gout. Very, very important. It might not be in essay question, but it will be definitely be in short answer part, short questions area. You can see this question in short, sometimes in essay also. So don't spare this question. And the second one is explain Salve's pathway of purines and degradation of purines. So if you are expecting for distinction, go through this question also. For you, if you are expecting for just for pass or first class, it's not that needed. Sometimes it will be asked in short answer also. And the next one is integration of metabolism. From integration of metabolism, the one and only important question is regulation of blood glucose and metabolism of well-fed state and starvation. For metabolism of well-fed state and starvation, you have a very decent charts in U. Satyanarayan textbook. Go through them. Charts are must in well-fed state and starvation part. And regulation of blood glucose also very, very important, which is a combined question along with well-fed state and starvation. Very, very, very important. Don't spare this question. Don't spare this question. Yeah. Now, the next part is vitamins B complex. So vitamins are classified into B complex and fat soluble. Under the B complex, you have here 4 important vitamins which you can see in essay questions. So essay question part. Vitamin B12, digestion, absorption, transportation and storage. So up to here 5 marks. And from here, biochemical functions, deficiency manifestations, sources, RDA and FIGLU, which is also included in this question. So all these together gets you full out of full in essay question. So FIGLU means form immunoglutamate. Sometimes what happens, FIGLU will not be included in vitamin B12 question, but it will be asked as a separate short answer. Don't spare this FIGLU. And also FIGLU is important MCQ and also Viva question. Don't spare this question. And the next question followed by B12 is folic acid. So folic acid or vitamin B9, biochemical functions, BCF. Here I mention only short forms. If you expand it, it is biochemical functions of folic acid, deficiency manifestations of folic acid, sources of folic acid, and recommended dietary allowance of folic acid, and folate trap. Again, like FIGLU here in the first questions of vitamin, folate trap is sometimes included in folic acid question, or sometimes what happens, it may be rarely, it will be asked in short answers. So here, if you are asked folic acid and vitamin B12 both, or if you are asked only B12, you also mention FIGLU. What happens, there are more chances of getting full out of full marks if you mention FIGLU as well. Here also same, folate trap also. If you are asked folic acid up to here, you also mention folate trap even it is not asked. Vitamin C. So vitamin C is also one of the important essay questions in some universities, but in some universities, like as I was going through some question papers of some Indian universities, this vitamin C was asked in short mostly, but not in essays. But in some universities like SBB University Pondicherry, this vitamin C was asked in essay questions multiple times, so don't spare it. Very, very important, vitamin C also. And pyridoxal phosphate, PLP B6. So biochemical functions, deficiency manifestations, sources and RDA. This vitamin is also very, very important, but not in most universities. This is pyridoxal phosphate is asking in short answer part, short questions part, not in essays part. But in SRM University, pyridoxal phosphate was asked multiple times in a essay question part. So don't spare pyridoxal phosphate. Mostly the students who are studying MBBS in SRM University. So followed by fat soluble vitamins. So fat soluble vitamins, you have the most important fat soluble vitamins are 2, vitamin D and A. So some universities are preferring importance, like they're giving importance to both vitamin D and A. But some universities only preferring importance to, like only giving importance to this vitamin D only, not to A. But read both. For example, if you miss A, if you get D, which means this A will be asked in short. Sometimes A will be asked in short, D will be asked in essays. Or sometimes what happens, A will be asked in essay, D will be asked in short. So don't spare these 2 vitamins. You will get both sometimes if you are lucky enough. So here the minerals chapter. Under the minerals, you have 2 questions again, like fat soluble vitamins, as we already seen earlier. So here the first one is iron digestion, absorption, transportation and storage. Up to here you will get 5 marks. And if you write biochemical functions, deficiency manifestation, sources and RD of iron, you will get full out of full marks in the essay of iron. But mostly iron is very rare in essay part. Some universities are asking in short questions area, but this is also important for essay, including with clinical question. Anemia related clinical questions will be asked, and followed by iron digestion, absorption, transportation, storage. So don't spare this question. Very, very important. If you miss in essay, there is a chance of getting the same question in short answer, short questions. So here the second one is calcium homeostasis. Very, very, very important. Regulation, biochemical functions, deficiency manifestations and sources of RDA. If you ask me which is the important questions among both, I can say this one, because calcium homeostasis may be asked in short questions also. So don't spare. This may be asked in sometimes in essay, sometimes in short and short questions area. So don't spare these 2 questions. So the next important chapter is metabolism of heme. So in the metabolism of heme, we have 2 questions here. We can see heme synthesis and followed by sub question types of porphyrias. This gives you half of the marks of essay question, and this gives you half of the marks in essay question. Both combined will fetch you full out of full marks in essay question. Don't spare porphyrias when you are asked heme synthesis. Okay, heme synthesis and porphyria. Defect in heme synthesis results porphyria. So don't spare porphyrias. Don't leave the question be only writing heme synthesis. You also write porphyrias. You also mention about the porphyrias, at least a table. The second one is heme degradation. Heme degradation, and if there are any defects in heme degradation pathway, it leads to jaundice. So even if you are asked only the heme degradation, you also mention jaundice, then there are more chances of getting full out of full marks in this heme metabolism concept. And followed by the next topic is enzymes. So you can see some, actually these two questions are very important in metabolism of heme. If any of this question among two, if any of this question was asked in your like previous university papers, skip that question and read whatever was not asked in previous year, because same questions which were asked last year may not be asked current year. So that's why you can skip whatever the questions were asked in the last year. Skip means just you have to go through those questions also, but give a less importance than others. Okay, then the enzymes chapter, followed by enzymes, enzyme classification with examples. This question is very rare. You can just read and remember the mnemonic of enzyme classification, and at least one example with for each classified enzymes is enough. So very rare. It's not that much. Star mark means not that important. Star mark means it doesn't mean important. Just like it's rare, but you can go through this question also. The second one is enzyme inhibition and types of enzyme inhibition with examples. It's very important. It's very important. And followed by clinically important enzymes. This question is very important in short essay, and also some you can also get some MCQs from this area. Mostly you'll be asked some Viva questions from this part, so don't spare this clinically important enzymes. And in future also, as a clinician, this part of this concept, clinically important enzymes, is very useful for you to diagnose the patient illness. So cardiac, liver markers, pancreatic markers, and muscle markers, you can see, even also prostate gland markers also you will see in the under the clinically important enzyme markers, you can see. So the fourth question is factors affecting enzyme activity is also one of the important. Here second question is important, fourth question is important. Factors affecting enzyme activity with graphs. Graphs are mandatory. You can see use Satyanarayana book for decent graphical presentation for this question. So enzyme inhibition, factors affecting enzyme activity with the graphs. These both questions are very important. Don't spare these questions. And molecular biology. When it comes to molecular biology, the most important question under the molecular biology, the first one is DNA replication and its inhibitors. Very important. Don't spare this question. DNA transcription and its inhibitors, post-transcriptional modification. So all these are like will be asked in a single question in an essay part. These two are very important. Protein biosynthesis, so protein biosynthesis or translation. This question will be asked in two forms: protein biosynthesis or translation. Both are same. You can write the translation part, but this question is rare because this question is important, of course, but it's very complex to write. It consumes your time. That's why mostly this question will be skipped. Instead of this protein biosynthesis translation, you will be asked DNA transcription, inhibitors of DNA transcription, and post-transcriptional modifications, or replication and its inhibitors. Sometimes not in the most universities, but genetic code is also very important question for SBV, Pondicherry, and kind of universities. Genetic code mostly will be asked in MCQs, like stop codon, start codon. They will give you 4 random codons, and they will ask you to select which is a stop codon and which is a start codon. Like in some universities, this question will be end up with asking some MCQs, but in other universities, this is essay question. Don't spare this one. These three are very important. And protein biosynthesis, you can go through it peripherally, but not in depth. It's okay if you go through this. If you're expecting distinction, then go through this protein biosynthesis also. But if you are just for first class or just for pass, you don't spare these 4 questions. So these are all the important essay questions. If you follow these all these important questions, you can definitely get the distinction. Don't worry. For example, if you read all the questions, all the important essay questions, whatever I have mentioned here, if you read all these, if these questions are not asked in the exam, don't worry. Whatever questions were not asked in the exam, they may be repeat in a short questions area, which means if you finish all these questions, you can get essays and also shorts. Essay questions it doesn't mean only these questions come under essay part. Whatever questions are missed in essay part, these will be asked in short questions part also, short question sections also, these will be asked. So finish these all questions. And for each and my suggestion for you, my advice for you is, while writing the essay questions, please mention charts and tables for getting more marks. Very important. For each essay question, you have to draw a chart, flow chart or pathway or table. So these will give you a more presentation to your paper, and also there is a chance of getting more marks by drawing the charts and all. Thank you. In a next series of videos, I'll explain the important short questions and how to write, how to present the short questions and all. I will explain in the next videos. So keep watching. If you like this video, please subscribe my channel, and if you have any queries, please put that query in the comment box. Thank you.